Let's be real for a second. The print-on-demand world is, well, it's crowded. It's just this massive ocean of artists and ideas, and trying to stand out can feel pretty much impossible. So the big question is, how do you go from being just another t-shirt shop to a brand that people actually care about? A brand they connect with and, actually buy from? Well, we're going to answer that today. We're breaking down the entire blueprint for a brand called ThreadEclectic, taking you all the way from their core idea to the nitty-gritty science of making a sale.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts right here. This isn't just some catchy tagline they came up with. No, this is their mission statement. This one sentence is the absolute foundation for their entire strategy. It immediately lifts the brand from "we sell shirts" to "we provide identity." It turns a simple product into something with real purpose. You can think of it as their North Star for every single decision that comes next.
And that brings us to the first and honestly the most important layer, the brand's soul. The brands that really last, the ones that make an impact, they aren't built on what they sell. They're built on what they believe. A great way to think about this is like a brand constitution, a core set of unbreakable values that are going to attract your specific tribe of people. So these values, they act as a filter. For ThreadEclectic, any new design idea, any marketing email, any social media post, it has to vibe with at least one of these principles. And this isn't just fluffy corporate talk. This is the literal DNA of the brand. It's what creates that real, genuine, emotional connection with the right kind of audience. Okay, so once you've figured out your why, the next logical step is to find your who. See, a strong set of values won't attract everybody, and that's the whole point. It's supposed to naturally pull in very specific communities, or what we're going to call customer archetypes. This is the moment you stop guessing what people want and you start designing for people you already deeply understand. This table just lays it all out so perfectly. You can literally draw a straight line from the brand's core values to these very distinct customer profiles. You've got the imaginative, who's drawn in by storytelling, while the eco-advocate connects with that sense of purpose. By defining these archetypes, the brand basically gets a crystal clear creative brief for 4 totally different product lines that all live happily under one cohesive roof. And here's what that looks like in the real world. On the left, picture a customer who wants a shirt that feels like it's part of a huge sci-fi universe. On the right, you've got someone who wants their purchase to mean something, to support a cause. Now, at first glance, they seem like they're from different planets, right? But by understanding their unique motivations, story versus purpose, a single brand can create targeted collections that speak directly to both of them. It's brilliant. So, we've got our values, and we know our audience. Now it's time for the fun part, building the actual products. This is where those archetypes connect to the physical designs. For that imaginative customer we talked about, it means they're not just buying a t-shirt. Nope. They are buying a tangible piece of a story, a little slice of a world they can visit anytime they want. Now, framing a collection as wearable souvenirs is frankly a genius marketing move. Instantly, the products are transformed. They're not just graphics on a shirt anymore. They're artifacts. They're conversation starters. They're collectibles from these amazing imaginary adventures. And that makes them incredibly desirable for that specific type of person. So let's see how they actually bring this wild idea to life. Each one of these designs serves as a unique destination. This incredible Art Deco city, for instance, isn't just a cool fantasy graphic. It's presented as a place a customer has, in a way, visited, giving them a piece of that world to own. And then boom, the collection can jump to a completely different world, like this awesome retro-futuristic resort on the moon. Every single piece reinforces that core theme of escapism, making the clothing feel less like a product and more like a cherished memento from a unique, imagined journey. You see, it's about creating a whole universe for the customer to explore, not just a catalog of random one-off designs. A whimsical city floating on clouds just shows you the sheer scope of this world building, making the whole collection feel vast and full of discovery. From fantasy cities to a safari with clockwork animals, this quick little tour just goes to show how a single creative theme like fantastical travel can generate a whole universe of unique collectible designs that customers feel like they're a part of. All right, deep breath. We've got the brand soul, we have the target audience, and we have these amazing story-driven products. But even the best brand in the world is totally useless if nobody can find it. So now we have to pivot from the art of branding to the science of e-commerce. It's time to master the marketplace algorithm.
A product title actually has two jobs. It needs to be read and understood by a search algorithm, and it needs to make sense to a human who is scrolling by at 1,000,000 miles an hour. This formula? It's designed to do both perfectly. It gives the design a cool, unique name, it quickly describes it for the human, and it gives the algorithm a nice, broad search category to latch onto. Tagging is just as crucial, and guess what? It also has a dual purpose. You have to speak two languages at the same time. Analytical tags are for the machine, just the literal descriptive words. But the inspirational tags, those are for the person. They capture the feeling, the niche, the reason someone would feel a connection to that design. You absolutely 100% need both to win. So how do you make sure you cover all your bases and you're not just, throwing keywords at the wall? You use a system. This matrix turns tagging from a random guessing game into a repeatable science. For every single design you make, you brainstorm keywords for these 4 quadrants. What this does is it ensures that no matter how a potential customer searches, by what's in the image, by the genre, by the art style, or by their own identity, they have a path that leads straight to your product. So we have all the strategic pieces on the board: the soul, the archetypes, the products, and the science to make it all discoverable. Now we bring it all together. We need an actionable plan to move from theory to actual execution. Your first 90 days are all about launching, learning, and then iterating. In that first month, you're just building the foundation. In the second month, you start analyzing that early data. What's getting views? What's actually selling? And you let that data inspire your next wave of creations. Then, in the third month, you double down on what works, scaling up the winning themes to build real, sustainable momentum. So what this all really shows us is that a successful brand isn't just one good idea. It's a fully integrated system. Your core values, your why, that's what determines your audience. Your audience, your who, that's what inspires your products. And your technical strategy, your how, is what ensures the right people find it all. You see, each part supports the others. It's a beautiful thing. In the end, this entire blueprint really comes down to one single thing. A brand isn't what you sell, it's the story you tell and the community you build around it. Following a framework like this gives you the tools not just to sell a t-shirt, but to build a world. So the only question left to ask is, what story will you tell?